maybe was coming. I'm just in it for the long haul. We ready.
Exactly. Appreciate you. So give us a little background. How did you get into music? What are your biggest influences? All the stuff like that.
Um, I'm
What led you start to make music?
so my influences might not be what maybe popular boy would say, but I was the TLC and Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Method Man, I was brought up in the era where pop music was everything, you know, moment. You know, right now, I really honestly can only
Her signal cut out, y'all. So give her a minute to jump back on. But that's me, Miss BB Wilson, checking in on the Foolish Show podcast from Nebraska. A rising up and coming star artist, female star artist, by the way. So I appreciate her coming on in. We're gonna give her a few minutes to get back in. She might be having bad reception. But I hope y'all having a great weekend. We're doing a special podcast right now. You know, usually I don't go on live on no Sunday, but I always try to show love and get people in. However we can get them in, we get them in.
Am I back?
Let's see if we can get her back. You back?
I feel back. I feel like I never left.
We had lost you for a minute.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you saying it. I'm like,
so what you were saying again about what is your biggest influences and what led you to get into music?
My daughter actually got me into it. It was a joke between us two to just write something together, and I just kind of killed it, and haven't been able to stop ever since. I have not been able to stop ever since. And as far as influences go, I can name 1,000 folks, but music in itself is an influence, and because of that, I want to use my creativity, the word, and spread as many of my seeds, my positive seeds out there as possible. For the next and upcoming, whether it's the generation or just artists, period. I want to remain in the positive mode, and just hang on into that as long as I possibly can and see where it takes me.
I feel you. So how would you describe your music? If somebody asked you what type of music you make, how would you describe it?
To be honest, I would place myself in a spiritual or religious genre. To be honest with you, I don't.
I like that.
Yeah. Everything I'm doing in this is meant to honor God's name and expand His territory. I never saw this coming. I didn't do this for me. I would have never thought that I would be on the mic talking about I'm creating music, like, ever. And so the way it happened and the way it fell, it ain't even been a year yet, and I can't even get out of it. I don't want to. So I know this is definitely for the work of God. So I'm going to go ahead and try to illuminate that the best way I possibly can. And
everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Right. Leave all the consequences to Him. You know what I mean? So I just pray about it, and hopefully I get a couple ears out there. Uh,
Are you going
what
to
is
get some movement? Because I heard a lot of the stuff you did, and that's why I wanted you to come on the show, because I see your music is different and you have real content that you're trying to hit people with,
yes,
and I respect that.
yes, for sure, for sure.
100%. Just keep your grind on and stay focused.
It is. Thank you for that. Thank you.
So,
No, it's not.
so what, let me
I'm
ask
sorry.
you this. So what do you think about today's female artists? Do you think they are really respected as artists and respected for their gift, or they just basically a sex symbol?
Um, a little bit of both. You know, they're respected enough to be put out there. You know, to be taken seriously and put out there to have their time. And it's up to them what they do with it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody respected them enough to help them get out here. What they symbolize is totally to them. Totally up to them. Um, I can't I can't put my finger or pinpoint anyone because I promise you I don't listen to too many people. I feel like I stay in writer's mode and it's hard to hear other people's words that don't seem to touch me in certain ways. You know, I can't just do it for the entertainment or for the rock. You know, have to be touched in some kind of way, shape, or form. And if it doesn't, then I'd rather listen to instrumentals or some of my old stuff that I put out there or silence. You know, that's perfectly fine. I couldn't name anyone that's out here right now. I promise you, and it's a shame, but I'm not ashamed. You know, it's like sorry, not sorry. You
Hey,
know,
don't feel ashamed because I'm the
yeah,
same way. Don't feel
yeah,
ashamed because I don't even listen to the radio.
yeah, real. You know, not putting down nobody. You know, I'm in a different. I'll stay in my lane. You know, I'll stay in that different lane and be cool.
See, the reason why I do it, because like you saying, I don't want to listen because I don't want that stuff to contaminate my mind. Then if you hear something so much, then you gonna mimic it. Then I'll be trying
Absolutely.
to sound like
Yep. Yep.
everybody else.
Yep.
So I try not
Absolutely.
to listen to other people and let it rub off on me and just stay in my own lane.
Right. 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 That's fact. There's nothing else to do. So it's like, you know, whatever these ladies are out here symbolizing, I hopefully been a growth from whatever they were symbolizing before this. Because this is obviously a step up, I would hope, or I would think, if you've made it somehow, got your name or face out in the music industry, you know,
Right.
that's a compliment. So hopefully you have stepped up from wherever it was before. And I know that's all I can say is I hope that that's what the situation is. But if whatever they're deciding to symbolize, all I could do is try to maintain who I am so I can, this next generation, which is my kids. You know what I'm saying? These are
Right.
my children. I have four of them, you know, out here stuck to this music. And I'm like, what are they saying? You know, or do y'all even know what they're saying?
It's
Oh yeah,
real though. That's just real
it is.
talk.
It is. It is. It is. And everybody seems to sound the same. Everybody seems to sound the same.
Everybody trapping, rapping, capping, gang banging, busting, twerking.
Yep.
I see the same thing just
Yep. All
going
of the
around, man.
above. All of the above. All of the above. It's like I don't even naturally um don't I don't curse in any of my songs, and it's not on purpose. I've tried, I've tried. I got a horrible mouth on me. Horrible mouth on me. I mean, you would think that there's a mile per minute worth of cursing words on my songs, but there aren't. And I thank
Right.
God for that. I paid attention to how he maneuvered that way, and I just kind of stick with it by nature now. But man, I hear so many, MF motherfuckers. I'll be like, dude, everything can't be a motherfucker. Like, how can that word have so much power and describe every single thing in our lives now and that? I think I hear the word motherfucker more than I hear somebody's name being, shot out. And I just like, girl, I can't listen to this. I can't listen to it. So I do on purpose try to be the difference as best as I can when
Me too. Me
I
too. I'm the same
put
way.
myself out there. Yeah.
I'm the same way. Because listen, I even try, we both grown. We can say what we want to say and whatever we want on the mic. But I
Mm,
try my best not to lead the youth in the wrong direction. So I'm not going to, so it's just certain stuff I'm not just not going to push. I'm not going to be on, but I'm going to keep it real as possible.
absolutely. I mean, and it's literally about making the steps to being the difference. It's like everybody else is saying the same thing over and over again. What aren't we talking about or scared to say, or I don't know, just it could just be different. Just different, period. It don't even have to be some
Right.
major movement. Just be different in your movement.
Different. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
you know what people got to get more. They got to get more back to talk about the pain and the struggle. Talk
yeah,
about when you didn't have money. Talk about all the times when you ain't have nowhere to go. Talk
yeah.
about the times when all the stuff that. Because guess what? You don't know who can benefit from that. It's a lot of people find therapy through music.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a saying, you we can take something with us when we die, and that's other people. And it's like that in even through life. We take other people with us. They know by hearing. We know by hearing. Sometimes before even seeing, we hear it. Before we even know the words or what they mean, we hear them so much we say them. So
Exactly.
it goes by hearing. And if I'm going to be in anybody's ear, I want them to be hearing whatever God may have to say to them at that time, because they may not be hearing Him anywhere else or for themselves somewhere else.
You're
So,
absolutely right. You're making some great points. And
mhm.
everybody got to understand we all have a purpose.
Yes,
You just got to find your purpose and serve it.
absolutely, absolutely. And even
Everybody blessed with a gift.
everybody's blessed with a gift, with many gifts, without even finding what they may consider true purpose. But there's so many purposes when you have an unlimited amount of gifts and abilities. As long as you're healthy
Right.
in mind and body, your purpose can
Right.
be anywhere. If you're a jack of cards, you know what I mean? If you're a jack of all, whatever that phrase is, jack of all
Jack of
trades.
trades. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you that type of
Yeah.
individual where you're multi-talented, well, then you're going to have multi-purposes. You're going to have
Exactly.
multi-seeds to plant. You're going to have multi-locations to build up on or help break down. You know, it, that's just bottom line. It don't. It's not a downward outlook if you don't know exactly what your purpose is. That means, okay, let's move on to the next possible purpose.
Exactly. Because you can't just be around here. Most people are just zombies. They just here, just living, like they robots, and nobody has no sense of direction and purpose no more.
And they're comfortable in that. It's a comfort now. It used to be a rebellious age in human nature. Now it's just
Right.
comfort in being
You're right.
illiterate to it all. You
You're
know,
right.
it's a comfort zone. It's daily life. It's how they're living comfortably. How we're all living. I'm not. I'm nowhere near perfect, and we'll never get there. Um,
You're right about that. We all strive each day to be a better person. I tell people every day, we all get the same amount of time, 24 hours a day. You
yep.
got 24 hours to get up and make a difference. You got 24 hours to make some kind of difference in this world, whether you're helping somebody or serving a good purpose.
Right. And in the manner, and that's perfect, because it was going to lead me into speaking about time. When talking about 24 hours, that's to maintain or hold down an occupancy or a business setting. Otherwise, You
Right.
know, every day runs into every day if you just take the time. You know, if you're allowed to see these days, every day runs into every day. That 24-hour span is built around business, you know, and how they have to set. But some of us don't even get sleep. You know, can go 2 days with no sleep. So that 24 hours is just a limitation on certain things. But yes, we all have the same. You know, nobody
Right.
forgets sleep or rest when we done fell off. You know, we've had our sleep, we've had our rest, falling off. It's a matter of using that time wisely, using that time wisely,
You
because
just said
somebody's always
a mouthful
watching.
right there. Use your time wisely. Because guess what? We don't know how long we got here on this earth. So why waste your time while you here? You should maximize all your time you got.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, it's so much easier um said than done,
Oh
because
yeah.
it's also a matter of what you see is wise to you, you know, in your eyes, where to waste your time. You know, if it's wise to
Yeah.
you to waste your time in this location, it may not be the wisest decision, you know, but if it's you and you find yourself stuck or having to go back or whatever the case may be, whatever consequence may come of it going the wrong way, it's a matter of our vision. We're not all on the same vision. We don't all have the same values and moral
Exactly.
compass. You know, so we're twirling in so many different directions. The We're limited. We're numbered, and we're so few, and we're so scattered that who you think
You're
is
absolutely
real right
right.
along
You're
with
making some
you,
great points.
yeah, turn out not to be. You know, who's supposed to be one of the realest with you, you know, this whole time ended up turning out to be a fake. You know.
Oh yeah. Your friends are turning to your enemies. You think that's your day one, but your day one, the man want to kill you.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And it mess around. Some of us, everybody is. I'm doing me. I'm gonna do me. You mess around, and be your worst enemy, and kill yourself.
You're right. You're right. You're right. People don't realize that. Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. You can get in your own way.
Mhm. Mhm. Too much. Too often.
Shout out to everybody tuning in. Kim McFadden in the building, East Love in the building, and we got the queen herself, Miss BB Wilson, checking in, y'all,
Yeah.
from Nebraska
Yeah.
on the Foolish Show podcast. Appreciate her coming in on this Sunday afternoon.
It is Sunday
So
all
let me
day,
ask you
ain't it?
this. Let me ask you this, Miss Wilson.
Yes, sir.
So by you being a mother, what do you see? How you see the next generation going? Where is everything headed?
I No cap is how I see it. Anywhere between, I would say, 32 on down to maybe 22. Maybe I've lost hope that I don't even. All I could do is pray for that generation. I don't know what's going
Oh
on,
yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
it's something. But anything under that, I I I find to be pleasant and teachable and moldable. You know, they're not so hard, not so. They're willing. Their ears are open. Their eyes are open. Anything under the age of 17, definitely, um, they have the spirit of God with them for sure. Like they're open to the acknowledgement of realization in a lot of areas. Those kids, the three that I have that are under the age of 17, are swift with their
Right.
thought process and their observation and their questions and comments and concerns. They're quick on their feet with it.
Mm-hmm.
and it's a blessing.
And I know they're good with all this technology.
Yep, absolutely. They definitely are. Um, that ain't going nowhere until it dies, and which won't be until the world ends. You know what I'm saying? That's something we just gonna have to give up on. The technology is case by case. You know what will be will be. Um,
Exactly.
it came and took over, and it did what it was supposed to do. But you know, technology. I've been reading a lot of these facts and stuff that be popping up on my phone, and I'm reading about how ancient Greeks and other areas of the world, of course, the China man, they're inventions that were way back yonder, messing around with technology that we have
Right.
no clue of, man. Like
Exactly.
forever ago, shit was being developed and played with. So it's not like it's a new concept. They're just bringing newer things to the concept, to the idea.
Exactly. That's been made behind the scenes, just introduced to the
Yeah,
world.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But
So,
everything, for the most part, that's everything.
so what think about Elon Musk, the billionaire? He said in the next 15 to 20 years, he want to start making missions where people go to Mars and we start living on the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be one of those people. I would be the one to die on the moon because
You
I wouldn't
gonna go up
come back
there,
any country. I would,
but you don't know what
I
you're going
would.
into.
I
You don't know
do
what's up there.
space. I space, but I'm taking the chance and the opportunity, willing to die up there, not knowing. Somebody will find out eventually. You know, nothing stays hidden forever. So
That's true.
somebody will find out what I got into if I die before I got into it.
But would you be able to how much the ticket price is gonna be to get on a spaceship to go to the moon?
Okay, see, that's what I was about to get into. So you just happened to jump in before I did. I would definitely have to wait until I got my daughter graduated out of high school, but it would be something that I would be looking forward to. Absolutely.
I ain't mad at you. You only live once. Who am I to tell you what to do? Anybody do whatever they want
Absolutely.
to do.
Absolutely. I mean, and who doesn't want to have their music on the moon or Mars? Feel like that's the ultimate. That is the
You can
ultimate.
literally say you out of space for real. You can say your
For
music is out of this
real.
world.
For real. It's no longer just something we pretend anymore. Something we say, because I actually just talked about it in one of my last songs. How I be going from star to star, or whatever I said. I'm like, dude, that's a good point. That is a good point.
So you were probably in your zone that day. You was in your zone. You recorded that one.
Say that one more time.
You was in your zone probably when you recorded that one.
Man, I was reaching for it. I was reaching for it.
That's what's up. Y'all hit thumbs up button. I got the queen herself, Miss BB Wilson, in the building, checking in with us on the Foolish Show podcast on this special Sunday edition. So let me ask you this too about what you see. How do you feel about all this violence that's going on and all these kids talking about the ops and gang banging and crime and all the mass shootings that happen everywhere? You can't go nowhere without looking over your shoulder now because people shooting in churches and schools, you name it. How do you feel about all this gun violence? It's getting worse.
Um, actually, I don't even know if we're truly in the worst because we could probably think of hundreds of years before, thousands of years before, where they were having it worse.
Oh yeah,
To
with
be
thousands of people
honest,
will die. You're right.
we talking. I mean, yes, things have to get worse before they get better, and they're definitely getting worse. Um, but um, until something actually hits my door front, I don't necessarily see too much of what's going on to be any different than what chaos has always been. Um, and it's a necessary. entity, unfortunately. Um, I I see it as those promptu opportunities to find a open line to God that will help start building relationships with Him. You know, it's like
Yes,
everything else is
ma'am.
happening. Everything else is happening. Everything else is being said, but the true connections with the Lord are so rare and separated and spread apart. They damn near don't exist. So while all of this is
Yeah.
happening, and we're supposed to be sitting still within these times, because making movements with a chaotic mind is going to cause chaotic actions. So God is purposely sitting us down in certain areas to recognize Him, and it's when we fail to do that that it seems to be getting worse. But it's no different than what at least we were taught that it's going to be. It's going to be bad. It's going to, we're always living in our last days because we can die at any moment.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
um, crime is doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to heighten. It's supposed to spread because nobody cares anymore. Everybody has to have their rights and freedoms on every level and in every way. So it's going to it's going to feel okay or worse, and it is. But we were supposed to be prepared for these moments that they have been talked about. You know, these kinds of things that
Absolutely.
are going on.
Absolutely.
So,
It's all in the book of Revelations and everything else, man. So,
mhm, mhm,
like you said, it has to go down before it go up.
absolutely, absolutely, that is fact.
So if y'all hit that thumbs up button, we got Miss BB Wilson in the building. I told y'all a hot rising recording artist coming up in the game.
Yes,
She's fresh in the game.
fresh with it,
She
absolutely.
said she did it by accident, but we glad she
For
did.
sure, for sure. Take my youngest daughter for that.
Well, tell your youngest daughter we appreciate her because now we got some more talent in the game.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's where it landed. Exactly.
So tell me what you think women are now in society. How you think y'all are looked upon in society?
Um, the we I I say,
I think she got froze, y'all. Wi-Fi tripping, something going on. Let's see if we can get it right. She'll jump right back on. Y'all just tuned in. Special on this Sunday afternoon. Got recording artists checking in from Omaha, Nebraska. Miss BB Wilson is in the building. Hope y'all having a great Sunday, man. It's all good vibes, all positivity. That's all I give out over here on the Foolish Show podcast, man. We don't come on here to gossip. We come on here to talk about real life stuff and what's going on in the world today. Because that's what it's all about, man. Spreading more love and let's get rid of some of this hate. And that's the biggest downfall that's going on now. If you look around, ain't nobody caring about nobody. Ain't nobody spreading no more love. Everybody hating on each other in competition. Always talking about who they don't like. When it's time to unite and come together, man, we come together. Just imagine all the things we really can do if we all just came together. Gonna give Miss BB Wilson a little time, see if she gonna check back in. She lost signal over there where she at. Shout out to everybody checking in the live screen right now in the live chat. Like we about to have a little storm coming through over here, so we're gonna have a little bad weather down here in South Florida. But I hope y'all had a great weekend, man. I hope y'all stayed safe. Got a lot of things accomplished. Get you some rest. Don't forget to always make time for yourself. Now you got to get you some rest. You know, we always on the go, and we know We got to grind and work to make sure the bills paid, but you got to take care of your body. Make sure you get you some rest. Try to eat right. Stay hydrated. Then your body can work at its full potential. Your body is just like a car. Whatever you put in it, that's how your body is going to run. So if you use that cheap gas, how you think your car going to run? So if you just eat all that bad and cheap food, how you think eventually your body is going to break down? Let's see if BB Wilson will come back. If not, we'll wrap this interview up. But the live chat is wide open. Anybody want to drop their comments, feel free to interact with the show. Sunday afternoon, y'all. I don't know if some of y'all made it to church. If you did, God bless you. If you didn't, God bless you too. You know, you can always wake up and praise God wherever you at. You don't necessarily have to be in that building. Don't never be afraid or have too much pride to pray, because they always told me prayer changes things. When you're going through stuff, you let go and you let God. You give it to God and let him work out your problems. He'll lead you in the right direction. We always tend to think that we got the power to change and correct everything, but at the end of the day, we're only human. So there's only so much we can do. And the sooner we realize that, the more better this earth. Because as you see, it's become the devil's domain with all this evil and crooked stuff going on. Everybody killing each other, everybody beefing with each other, everybody mad at each other. I don't know what we mad about. We all got the same struggles. We all living on earth where we know everything ain't what it seems down here. Just like we live in the USA and they say it's the land of the free, but there's still a lot of injustice going on. Still a lot of things that just ain't right. But while you're here, that's just how life gonna be. We're gonna always deal with the bad along with the good. So life is what you make it and what you choose to be a part of. Some people put themselves in bad positions, make bad decisions. And once you make those bad decisions, sometimes it takes one mistake and you throw your whole life away. So watch what you do, watch what you say, watch how you live. Take responsibility every time for your own life. Don't fall victim or fall in the crowd. Because when it's time to die, it's just going to be you. The crowd ain't going to be there with you. So you got to take responsibility for your life. Be accountable for your own soul. You can't worry about what everybody else out there doing. Only you can do you. Let's get Miss BB back in the building. Let's continue this interview.
Yeah.
Miss Wilson, you keep getting kicked now. Man, I don't know who trying to take you away. They try to take you. They keep trying to take you away.
Yo, it's this technology. It's this technology.
That's the good and the bad of all this technology right there. Because anything made by humans, it will act up.
Yep. Facts.
Now, you was about to give your take on how you feel women are in society in this day and era.
I feel somewhere along the line we have dropped the ball
Talk to me.
on assisting, being a part of the assisting matter when it comes to not only raising the tribe or helping raise the tribe, but the households are broken.
Oh
Our
yeah.
men are broken.
Oh yeah.
Men are broken. And women, we have to take responsibility somewhere, and we have a good majority of it because we allow so much bullshit. We allow so much poison for ourselves and our homes that some of us don't have homes.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
barely have ourselves. There's so much poison. Women, we shoot, we are the creators. You know what I'm saying? Other than God, yes, God Almighty, we got, that's already bottom line. But it's somewhere in the Bible where it talks about how women are going to stop having babies. I don't want that age anywhere near my children. It's going to get that bad. It's going to get that bad. And
You're right.
it has started already,
Right before your eyes.
developing. Yeah, it started developing somewhere. And it didn't start with our generation because I would say my mother's generation, those times, there was something that broke in them. I feel like so much sweeping under the rug and lies happened a lot in the those that were born in the 40s, 50s,
Right.
maybe 60s.
And it-
There's so much, not talked about that caused
mhm.
during my generation, that caused the next generation to not even want to play that game, and they switching up on it. It is we women play such a huge part in the development of society that I say two people in a man's life has actually helped him more than anyone become this man, and it's been either his mama, his grandma, or his woman. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? His
Right.
woman.
You're right.
And to have
And you're
lost
making
that
some
or
great points.
losing that, everything starts at home. Everything starts at home. And if that is broken, that also starts with the women, because if men doubt that any moment, a woman is supposed to hold it down.
You're absolutely right. And that's the problem, like you're saying, because the household is not a household. No, like it's no more real families. Ain't no more real marriages.
Yep,
It does anything as a penny own thing.
yep, yep. And don't even know what it is. Don't know where it's headed. Really have no true idea of where they're headed, and don't care. At least things used to be covered up and swept under the rug because people cared.
Right, right,
That ain't-
right.
that's no more. Everything's
No,
out in
all
the
that's going out
open.
the window.
Yes, there are no more secrets.
And that's why we got to take. That's why I tell the grown folks you got to take responsibility of your household because you got to remember these kids are always watching and they're gonna always mimic everything they see in front of them. So if they grew up a certain way, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna feel like this is the way life's supposed to be.
And taking responsibility goes so much further than just admitting that you can step it up here, or where you dropped something there. It's more than an admittance. There's so much activity going through the phrase or the words, "This is my responsibility."
Mm-hmm.
uh, there's so much action, and like, people are so much talk. We know how to get exactly what we want with the bullshit, but when it comes to getting your kids who want you,
Talk to
or
them now. Talk to
paying your
them.
bills that can't, nothing can keep going without you. Instead of that, it's just so much. I don't know, man. I don't need because I don't know, and because I'm not some activist that can actually truly put my finger on the making a difference. I don't know what anything will do. I know anything can be done, but I can sit and talk all day just like everybody else, and that's because we feel like that. There's not enough of us united. There's not enough of us united properly with the same vision and the same motive. Everyone has
Same come and
different
go.
motives.
Nobody has the same come and go.
Yeah. So nothing is going to, that's why it's important to save your home, to keep your home front as safe as possible, because everything else is broken down. And at least the homes that are intact feel like they can, they have that connection because they were a part of the homes that were saved.
Exactly. Exactly. And we have to break that cycle, man. That's why everybody has to take over their household. Stop letting the internet raise your kids, and you raise them.
And you know what? Sometimes, because I've actually seen it. Sometimes some parents can't help but to thank the internet for its assistance because they are so busy. You know, they are trying to find the time. You know, so they do hug and kiss their kids in those moments that they wish they had more time, but they have a true sense of busy, and
Oh yeah, because
they
you gotta pay
thank
the
they
bills.
thank the internet. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And everything's a bill. Everything's a bill. Everything's a bill. Because what if you don't owe anything right now? I bet you somebody's trying to find something that you do owe, and it will come up.
You're right. Just as sure as you make a dollar, somebody trying to way to take
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely. They're already running your bill up.
Yeah, but we have to step it up, man. For period, as a society. And when I look around, it's nothing for me to be excited about or happy about because I don't see no direction. Nobody has no purpose. Everybody, like you were saying, everybody's basically selfish. I don't care about the next person, long as I'm good. Which is that's how you want to live, cool. But they always told me to receive, you have to give. So what are you giving? What are you pouring
Right,
out to other people? Even if
right.
you're doing it to the ones around you, you have to pour out and give love or give whatever you can, so all that blessing and love can come right back to
Yeah, absolutely. It does have to go somewhere. Um, Unfortunately, there are people who are mean until the day they die, but
you.
they
Right?
have planted a seed somewhere, somewhere. Hopefully, you know, not everybody gets that chance and opportunity, but hopefully, you know, those some of those do get a chance to help with something fruitful and becoming. You know, it's it's sad, but you know what? Like I said, it's the same old story, Joe. You know, somebody was on somebody's show 50 years ago, screaming and hollering about the same thing. You know
Yep.
what I mean? 50 years before that, and 50 years before that. We just have to play our part and remain, remain who we say the hell we are. That's all any of us can do. Who we say we are, that's what we need to be doing. And
You
that's
said the
good and
mouthful
bad.
there.
That's good and bad because without darkness, how would we know what light is? You know, so
You're
there,
absolutely right.
somebody has to, you know, make the example of it. So be it.
So let me put you on the hot seat, Miss Wilson. Before I let you go, I ain't gonna hold you up all Sunday. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat right quick. Ask you a few questions. I want to see how you feel about it. You ready?
I am.
Okay. First one. If you had the power to change any law in the world, what would that be?
Mm, any law, any law. Damn, I don't know any laws. You know what I'm saying? Only laws that's out here right now is this abortion and gun shit. Um, Shit, I don't even know. I don't even know. I would have to have a counsel for that one.
I told you I was gonna put you on the hot seat. Okay, we'll come back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We'll come back to that one.
Mhm.
If you had to live anywhere else besides United States, where would that be?
Japan. It would have to be Japan.
Why is that?
I was there once when my father was in the military. I don't remember too much, but what I do remember is beautiful in my memory. So I would just want to go back to that comfort, I guess.
Okay, so you had some childhood over there. You got to see some different stuff.
Yeah, I did. I
That's
did.
what's up. That's what's
Mhm.
up. Let's go on to the next one. Which one would you pick? You rather remain independent artist, or you want to sign with a major label?
Um, if there's an opportunity to do both, in some kind of way where I can be independent, but with the label for just a few hits here and there. I mean, because I'm a nomad. I like to travel. I like to move from place to place. I like to see and speak to who I need to at that moment in time in that place. With the same type of minded people. You know what I mean? So I would hope I would hate to be nailed down to the ground with under one name. Nah. So I guess just independent. Because I'm a nomad for sure.
I'm the same way. I like being independent because you can do what you want to do, drop when you want to drop. You ain't got to answer to nobody.
Absolutely.
But once you
Absolutely.
sign on that dotted line, you got to do what they tell you to do.
And that's what any dotted line is what you're supposed to do. Once you sign your marriage certificate, once you sign that you about to take this grant out for college or whatever loan, you done signed your name, do what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Now if it's too much for you, hopefully you won't be signing your name.
But that's why you see a lot of crime right now in which labor holding me hostage and all this. Because a lot of people just sign and they think for right now and they look at the little change that they get offered, but you don't know if you play your cards right. Ain't no telling what you can be
That's
worth.
absolutely that's right. Obviously, the however this process is with with these labels hasn't changed too much. And if it's so much of a problem when it comes down to, because it seems to be the same old story round and round, it's like, how come that law of it or about it hasn't been changed? How come nobody's working that where they can't do that?
You're
So
right.
if you know that's a possibility, you know it's a possibility. Everybody wants their money. Everybody wants money for their time. Just hang it in there, stick in there the best you can until it becomes unlivable, to where you have to, now you're talking about your survival. You can't eat, sleep, or breathe or clothe yourself. That's a different situation. But
Real
if you
talk.
put yourself in a situation, you got lawyers, you got accountants, you got somebody who will look over those drafts for you day in and day out until they say sign. There's somebody.
You're absolutely right. And that's what people got to, you first of all, you got to make sure you
Yeah,
don't trust everybody. You got to make sure you get your hands in there and know what everything going on. Because you give all these people all these duties, your accountant be the main ones that's stealing from you. Your lawyer trying
yeah,
to make sure he get these big checks. So you got to stay on top of everybody.
yeah. That's right. So instead of all this time complaining, you could be making some cuts, making some hits. You never know. That can shorten your time up in that mug, just like jail. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Anything.
Exactly.
Because yes, we do it to ourselves. Nobody got a gun pointing to their head unless they do, and that'll come out too. No, nothing stays hidden unless
Right.
you are placed into slavery. Which I don't see happening. Or we do it, like I said, we do. Yes, we are placed into it because we do it and place ourselves there. We place ourselves there, and they want to bitch and complain about the work, even if it is false, or say wrong in some kind of way. Either way,
Mm-hmm.
we signed our
Mm-hmm.
name. Nobody can have these pity parties. They're wasting time and precious time when they could be making some cuts.
You're absolutely right. See, a lot of people still enslaved in their own mind
Yes,
and their way of
definitely.
thinking.
Yes, because the companies did what they said they was going to do, I would think, and was continue to do it as long as you continue to make them some money.
Right. Because sometimes, people get their feet wet and then that be it. Then they let drugs and everything else take over and their work ethic go down.
Then that's exactly how their work ethic was before they got in the game. Because if
Exactly.
you can't build up from that, if that's where it ends for you, then you were just in it just to get the better drugs because you was a drug addict before.
Right. I
Just
absolutely
wanted,
agree with you.
yeah, just wanted to get out here making noise. Because once you make music, once you put your music out, you are automatically um immortal automatically. Even if you're a one hit wonder, you're immortal.
You're right,
Music
because
is
people gonna
forever.
remember you forever.
Yes, somebody's gonna remember you. Somebody got your record.
Yep,
You-
somebody's still saying it. They're gonna still go to YouTube 20 years from now and still listen to it.
Yep, unless it was the last one. I don't know, but the way technology got it now, yeah, we're forever. We're forever. Once you put a hit out there, you are officially immortal.
You said something there. That's real. So before I
Yeah.
let you go, Miss Wilson, before I let you go, I want you to drop a few gems and talk to the some of the young ladies that's coming up. Like, what advice would you give them? Like, what advice would you give your younger self if you could talk to your younger self coming up, being a woman?
Yo, no cap. The realest and the most honorable and precious thing I have ever found in my life was my relationship with God and getting to know Him through His Son Jesus.
Amen.
I wish I would have grabbed a hold of that better as a child. I heard God calling me when I was 16 years old, maybe 12, and I ignored Him, thinking I was,
Wow.
on some other stuff. Or just I should have
Yeah.
answered then, and I knew it was Him. I knew it
Right.
without a doubt. So that's a real thing. Just like aliens and going to the moon is so real, so is God. There has to be another side to everything. And if all this we can believe in at some point, shoot, my dad says it better. He says, "Come to Him, or one day He's gonna come to you," and that
Best
may not
believe
be
it.
so pleasant. That may not be so pleasant if you survive it.
Boy, that's
So
that's that's all real talk there, Miss Wilson. And
that's
that's what
fact.
I preach on this podcast. I preach people all the time, man. If you ain't got God in your life, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, you have nothing. You have nothing.
I don't care what you went to school for. I don't care what your bank account say. If you ain't got God in your life, you still ain't got nothing.
That's right. That's right. Because if you got all that in your bank account, we're probably on two different levels of the planet anyway. So none of that rolls down to me. So none of it matters. None of
Exactly.
it matters.
That same money gonna be spent by somebody else when you in the coffin.
Yup. Yup.
Can't take none of this with us, man. So make sure you put God first, believe in yourself, and chase your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You only get one life. Tomorrow could be it. So we can't put
Yeah.
everything off to tomorrow all the time. Whatever you can do, try to do it while you can, while you're able, while you're breathing.
I like to say there's no better time than later, and later is always right now.
That's a great way to put it. Great way to
Yes.
put it.
Yes.
Great way to put it. Well, Miss BB Wilson, I appreciate you. We had a dope interview. We almost got it in about an hour.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
everybody gonna be interested to hear what you got to say. So we're gonna upload this to the YouTube channel, Reality Music Entertainment.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. I
Any
appreciate
any
you.
last
Thank
shout
you.
outs you want to give before we let you enjoy the rest of your day?
Other than my A gang, my four baby, nope. Just everybody keep your heads up. Like we've been saying, chase your dreams, don't stop, and stay a positive movement. Shouts out to us all.
Better believe it. And you keep doing your thing, keep grinding. We glad you don't started making music and sharing your gifts with the world. And that's what it's all about. Because we need female artists like you that's gonna talk that real stuff and give these ladies a different way of looking at things. You know what I'm saying? We all got different
Okay.
talents and different ideas. So we
Yes.
appreciate you and everything that
Yes, sir.
you contributing to this music industry.
Thank you. Thank you kindly. All
So
right. Well,
anytime you need something, if you need to advertise, you got a new song you want to talk about, my platform is always open. Just reach out to me and you can always come on and share all your stuff right here on the Foolish Show podcast.
absolutely. That's definitely, definitely. Thank you
All
for
right,
that.
folks, we about to sign on off. I had Miss BB Wilson checking in from Nebraska. She did her thing. She dropped some
Oh,
jewels.
we.
Make sure y'all go ahead and rewatch this podcast on the YouTube channel, Reality Music Entertainment. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe. Make sure y'all. Oh, before you go, Miss BB Wilson, where can they find you at? Give all your social media, all your contact info.
I'm actually working on updating all of that right now. What's going is Rap Fame, just because everything else is I'm moving it, but moving slow. So just right
Okay.
now, check me out on Rap Fame until everything else gets up and popping as we move forward.
So look up on rapfame.com, y'all. BB Wilson, y'all look up and check her music out because she on the rise and she gonna keep flying that pressure. Queen, I appreciate you
So
coming in and giving me some of your time, and we had a good talk. Hopefully, a lot of people will watch this and get a lot of things out of it and try to apply some of the stuff that we were talking about into their life. So once again, I
for
appreciate
sure.
you. I hope you stay safe. I hope your kids stay blessed.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, everybody, we out of here. Have a great, great night and afternoon.